Hey, if you're ready to draw a skull that looks a little more like a real one without going overboard, then this is the tutorial for you. It could be for Halloween or a science project. I'm just here to say that it's not that hard to draw one that looks a little more realistic. Hi, my name's Kathy, and I've been teaching kids how to draw for over 20 years now. My favorite thing to do is to show students that when you take things one step at a time, learning how to draw just might be easier than you think. Now, this is just a simple drawing project, so all you need is a sheet of drawing paper, a pencil, black marker, and crayons. You may also find a link to a free step-by-step tutorial in the description below. Here's the step where I recommend adding center pencil guidelines on your paper before you begin your project. The lines are also on all of my tutorials, and they really help to see where to put your pencil and draw. Let's begin our skull drawing with a hole for the nose. It looks like an upside down heart. It's about 1 inch tall and sits right in the middle of the paper. Now we need to make 2 large ovals for the eyes. I really think it helps to plan them first by making marks for how wide and how tall they're going to be before we start to connect those marks and turn them into ovals. Once those marks are in place and they look pretty even on both sides, then slowly connect them with your pencil, drawing nice curved lines from mark to mark, like I'm doing here. When one oval is done, then do your best to match it on the other side. Working slowly and drawing lightly always helps. Now I'm going to make some marks and plan the large upside down U shape for the top of the skull. And if you see a little paw here, that is Kit. She does sometimes like to join my videos. We'll see how long she sticks around today. The bottom part of the skull is pretty easy to draw. That side line comes straight down and bends at the jaw, and then bends a little more for the chin. After one side is done, then just do your best to match that shape on the other side. Now here's the shape to add that really makes it look like a skull. It's kind of like a stretched out question mark. So draw it on the right side. It starts inside the skull and then goes out and then comes back in. When one side is done, then you get some symmetry drawing practice by matching that on the other side. Now those 2 shapes are actually the bones of the cheek, so we need to erase any lines that are inside when we're done. To draw those teeth, we need to start with just a simple line that kind of looks like a smile. Okay, the easy way to draw all those teeth is to add some vertical lines like I'm doing here, right on top of that smile line. It's kind of centered above and below. Now look to see how many lines you added on the right and draw the same amount on the left side. Then the easy step is to put your pencil on those lines and jump from end to end, from one side to the other. After that top tooth line is done, then you need to do the same thing on the bottom, but in the other direction, of course, jumping up from point to point. Okay, I do believe my drawing is done, so now I think Kit would like to see how well I can trace over those lines with my black marker. And I'm not positive, but I think she's trying to tell me I forgot to trace these teeth lines. Thanks, Kit. That tracing is all done, so here's the part where I always remind you to erase pencil lines before you start to color. It really does make a big difference. Now for those crayons, I'm going to get out my black one and fill in those eyes and the nose hole. Then, if you'd like, it is really easy to add some shadows to this drawing. I'm going to use my light gray crayon and first color a kind of curved gray shape on the top. Then that area to the right of the teeth would also be kind of shadowy, so I'm going to color some gray there too. You do have to press really hard. Those light gray crayons are pretty subtle, but if you work at it, it does show up. Wherever you do add some shadows on the right side, then let's do it on the left side too. And then add some gray shadow on those teeth lines to give them a little dimension also. The only thing left to do now is to fill in the background, and it kind of looks to me like Kit either doesn't care for my drawing or maybe she thinks it's scary, I'm not sure. But at any rate, I'm glad she joined me today. She always makes my drawing time more fun. Here's one last look at the finished drawing without a cat sitting on top, so you can see the symmetrical shapes and that those shadows really do help. You just have to press really hard to make that gray show up on your paper. If you check out my website, Art Projects for Kids, you'll find a lot more Halloween drawing projects, including one for how to draw Frankenstein and how to draw a haunted house. I hope you try those out too, and I hope that you keep on drawing. See you next time.